got a bad exit from, I can't remember which corner exactly.
Hello and welcome to the BSKIT Combined Sprint Series Season 4 Round 2 today on Imola. I am your host, Panders, and with me I have Ryan Starr. Hello Ryan. Hello Ryan.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Just got myself a cup of tea before this. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So, I think we're expecting a wet race today.
Yeah, spoke to some of the drivers beforehand, especially Deck, and apparently in practice it's been pissing it down, so expecting a lot of wet weather. I heard some drivers complaining a bit about the wet weather, mainly Frubo. I don't think he was very happy, and I know Deck was not having fun in that Aston as we're driving to a barrier. But yeah, their loss our gain should be an entertaining race.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the race as well. You said you spoke to some drivers beforehand. How are they feeling about the whole race? You spoke to some of the faster guys, or who did you speak to?
Well, mainly just Deck and Donut. Donut's quite quick. Deck, won't say anything. But nah, it's quite quick. But yeah, to be fair, I think mainly because obviously them two are in an Aston. I think it's mainly just depends on the car. Some people are having a lot more fun than others.
Oh, all right. Yeah, about cars. What are we seeing today? A few Audis, but only one AMG. That's quite curious. So we think
And two Lexuses. That's always fun. Of Zach and Jamie, I believe. Not wrong? No, that's not true. What am I about? Some Honda NSX as well, of obviously Harry Spears, and just some others, yeah. I mean, I know the NSX is very quick, especially over a coil lap, so Frubo you would be expecting his favourite for pole here, but I believe over long stints, I believe the NSX has very bad tyre wear, which is its main drawback, so it'll be interesting to see if in the wet it's any better or worse.
True, but I think the main advantage for the Honda here is the stability. I think it's quite a stable car, and you have some rather fast corners, especially the first chicane is like a mid-speed chicane where you can get really good exit speed if you have a lot of stable traction out of the corner. And I think that is where the Honda is pretty good.
Yeah. Basically, with Imola's kind of like a lot of times you just want like loads of turning. Even though obviously you still want turning, but a lot of it's about stability and being able to take curves. That's why even the V12 is quite good around here.
Yes, meanwhile we're following Lars Jansen of the Frog Guys. Curious to see them in the Audi this season. Normally they are the go-to BMW guys with having excellent control over the M6 as well as the M4.
Yep, swap from one German car to another. Definitely different cars to drive. The BMW is quite a brick, if you're honest. It's a front-engined car, so not a lot of turning, quite a bit of stability normally. But yeah, the Audi is a completely different animal. Almost the opposite, really. Rear engine, mid-engine, of course. Bit more turning.
Yeah.
Bit more spinella.
Yeah, kind of a diva, isn't it?
It can be a bitch to drive sometimes.
Yeah. Now with Bobner and the McLaren, also a very stable car, and he goes into the pits. All right. While we are waiting for the free practice to complete now, we're seeing like over the next 30 minutes there is rain to be expected. We're still on a greasy track, so let us see what the quali is gonna bring. Should be I think we do a little bit of a time skip there,
Yeah, I believe we skip a full day, which is why
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
times in these races, people complain about quali being a green track.
Yeah, let's see how the weather simulates until then.
Looks pretty dry. Have they got away with it for quali? Yeah,
Yes.
believe they're gonna get away with it. Yeah, fast track, quite high temperatures actually. They're gonna get away with some wet weather for quali.
Yeah, we don't get it until the race then, if we get it. Because right now, the weather forecast is still 30 minutes until it starts raining, so they'll enjoy some fast quali times.
Yeah, I mean it could be interesting actually because in practice sessions it was wet most of the time. So I imagine a lot of drivers actually have fairly safe wet setups. I won't be surprised if. So I'll be interested to see if, well, we'll get to see if the cars work in the dry as well.
Very well. Now we are on the first outlap with Balint Gebay of Mazim Black in the number 729 car. See, Gebay is for me a bit of an unknown entity. I haven't seen him that much before this season actually. Or maybe I never noticed him.
Yeah, I don't think I think he might be a new person this season. I haven't seen him beforehand. Either way, clear quick driver straight into pro class.
Yeah.
So someone to look out for.
Very much indeed. Who do we also have today in the pro class? Harry Spears, of course, in the Honda NSX.
Yep, the resident sweat. Imagine just every favourite for most races he joins, let's be honest, especially in DCSS.
Yes.
But again, I imagine favourite. Yeah.
Everybody's on the outlet now. Right behind him we have Declan Bowler, the admin of BSKIT and actually organizer of today's league. So he's
Yeah.
on the track with us in the M class. Didn't he? And he won the last race actually. He won Suzuka race in his division.
Yeah. I would say, what's it? Dex normally like a fairly solid. I believe what used to happen in the older BCSSs, he was basically just a cut off a pro. Whereas nowadays, what's the last season? I believe he was in silver. Now he's in A. Clearly shows that that the rest of the field is getting a lot stronger. Well, season by season.
Yes, he still was able to cling on to that victory though last time. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do this time around. You said he was cautiously confident?
No, quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite, okay?
He was complaining about it in the wet. I didn't talk to him too much about the drive, but I remember during VC, he was driving in the wet and he was not enjoying the setup. I believe he was saying that in light rain, it's quite good actually. The Aston's quite good in light rain, I believe. And just due to the fact that it has no traction anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much because the turbos don't work. But in heavy rain, he was really struggling with the brakes, what I heard, because he found that, you know, if you held the brakes too long, it would just, the rear would let go, the front would let go, and it just would never do what it wanted. So it'll be interesting to see. That was about a day ago, so hopefully he's got that reined in by now. Or if not, he's going to be struggling.
Yeah, but I saw him practicing, so we're gonna see if he can do it. So let us get back to the actual quali now. Do we already have some times? Oh, Harry Spears with a 142.3.
There's the benchmark. Let's see if anyone can get anyone near it.
Niels Janssen 144, Declan Bauer 144. Norbert Thomas was doing 143. He was very quick last time around as well, so let's see about that. We just see Joris Petersweem off the track there, so probably not a good time for him this lap.
Might be. Panzers, can you quickly for me just press insert? Show times and gaps on the stream, please.
Come again?
Can you press insert on your keyboard, please? Cheers. That's what Finn's telling us anyway.
He's a nerd.
He's a nerd, yes. But, as Lemon, or Joris is known here, not taking the racing line at Akabinarari, going quite wide.
On track with Norbert Thomas again. Let's see what he can do this time around. Through the chicane, very quick there. Coming down the last couple of corners. Let's see if he can get his braking zone right. It's so hard to get it right, in my opinion.
Yeah, to me, obviously it's downhill braking zone, you're turning a bit well, actually, especially in GT3s where there's not quite the front end of let's say, an F1 car. And there's not really too many references. So you kind of have to just... Obviously there is a reference drivers will use eventually, but it's not very clear and obvious. And obviously you're going downhill, if you don't apply the brakes right, it's going to go straight off. There's not much margin for error, and it's very easy to make an error there. Yeah,
and while we are on him, Norbert just put down the fastest lap of the quali so far. We're 142.07, so we're getting down in the nitty-gritty stuff.
Yeah, that's a good lap by Tamas. Tamas, obviously a very quick driver. Did he win last season's championship for Pro? Oh, he was in the championship fight, I know that. I'm not sure if he won it, but either way, very quick driver.
Yeah, he was definitely a contender.
Yeah, very quick driver. Jumped Harry. Also, might help that the track's obviously going to be evolving all the time. So Harry obviously is going to see that, and as Janssen clips a bit of grass on entry there, obviously Harry's going to see that. Stevie kept pole as well. As I see in the top right, that in 10 minutes we might see a bit of light rain.
Yeah, in 10 minutes, but that would just mean 3 minutes of rain. So
yeah.
I think we all get the times by then. Get all times. So we still have what is this? How many people? 7 people without a time on the board right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Obviously they're going to be under a lot more pressure if they see in the top right you might get a bit of rain.
Yes.
A bit more pressure because just a bit less time. Obviously you're not going to be able to get perfect track conditions. You're not going to wait around. People need to get the lap times in now, really. Just get one safe on the board. Yeah.
Now we say that, and we have Charlie Kent jumping into 4th with a 142. Yeah, very good lap.
Only 3 thousandths off Matteo. Matteo obviously a very quick driver as well. Very solid lap.
Watching Philipp Dreitsch on the last couple of corners now on the start-finish straight. Let's see if he can post the time for now. He's still... Ooh, that's P12.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Solid lap time. Obviously you want to improve it. You don't want to be stuck behind any of the AM drivers if you're a silver driver. Although the AM drivers like Corbin, for example, very quick right now actually.
Yeah, we have Joris Petersweem coming up now to post his first time on the board, and he goes into P6 as for now.
Yeah, it's about where BSKIT wants to be. Obviously he wants to be a bit higher up in the grid, but that's where you'd expect him to be right now. Everyone ahead of him is a very quick driver. Maybe you might be looking at Cal, obviously in a different class. It's always a bit annoying when you have to race one in the class at the beginning of the race, but down to him to put that lap time if he wants to be ahead of him.
Yes, and right now we have 2 cars not posting time because it is the 991 and the 321 that have a quali ban, and Balint Gabay is the only one who's out on the track without having posted a time yet. I think he's got a little bit of trouble with track limits there.
Yeah, obviously the only driver in the Mercedes, I believe, on the grid. Pro driver, so obviously we expect him to be quite quick up there. So clearly just struggling to get that car to stay on the track.
Yeah. And now we're gonna stay with Harry Spears because he is in P1 right now, pole position, with a 141.9, so breaking the 42s.
Yeah, very close though, surprisingly. Obviously, when you think, you know, Harry Spears in a Honda NSX for quali, should you expect to be miles clear, honestly. Time or so, really good lap. Shows how good the lap that was. Within a tenth of them.
Yeah, going on board with him right now. It's really wrestling that Honda up the hill there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was even within track limits, but he's pushing, clearly it was.
The lap is still good on my screen.
Yeah. Survive and like push it to the end.
In the last corner, very nicely, very neat. That's Harry Spears. It's just just a robot on the wheel, really.
Yeah, it's just perfect. Like not really any errors, no mistakes there really. Let's see if we can improve.
41.8. That's another improvement by Harry.
Yep, about 1.5 tenths improvement, and still pushing. Equally, I think there's going to be a bit more time in that. Obviously, Akaminari saw like maybe a bit of a scuff line, so I think a bit of time in that for him as well.
Yeah, there's probably more time in there. Otherwise, he wouldn't be going for another round, another lap, I think, because Harry knows how to. Okay, because he knows how to preserve his energy.
Yep, he is very good at that.
Yeah. Now with Matteo Schmidt currently in P4 with a 142.9. Never mind then. P3 142.5.
Yep, just jumping Charlie Kent like that. Track maybe improving a bit, helping with the times a bit. I think Charlie's time's been there for quite a while now, actually.
Yeah, and to the keen observer, we just seen on my screen that there popped in some darker clouds on the skybox, so we might get some rain soon.
Yep, I mean, realistically, you don't really want that in quality now, though, about a dry session, because it just kind of means no one goes out. But, no, someone put some pressure on some driver to be able to improve their lap time. As I've also just noticed that Joris, Peter Ween, has jumped Cal for P5.
Yes. Now we go on to Reese Corbin, who is currently pole position for the M class in P7 overall, which is pretty darn quick.
Yeah, very quick time. Got pole by a decent margin, about 2 tenths to Zach. Obviously, quite a few cars in between them, about 3 cars between them. If he can stay where he is and keep that gap to Zach, he'll be very happy to start going into the race.
Yes, he will. Zach is, but Zach's strength is all. Oh, speaking of Zach, I think he just lost. Oh no, he jumped into P4.
What a lap!
We're 142.6.
And the Lexus as well, obviously. An older car as well. Very good lap.
Solid lap coming from the AM driver, Zach Sameril here. Parking right in between Matteo Schmidt and Charlie Ken for the 4th spot as of now.
That is a ridiculously good time. It was good enough you thought you got his lap moved to begin with.
Yeah.
P4. Almost in the top 3. Not that far away.
No, really not that far away.
Pushing again. Clearly happy with the car. Thinks he can get a bit more time out of it as well. Interesting to see where he can end up.
Yeah, let's just jump on with him and see what he's able to do here. His current lap is still valid, so we're in for maybe another improvement.
Because decent change direction.
Braking right at 100 board, bleeding off the brakes and putting it into, and now it's...
A bit of rain.
Yeah, it's getting a bit of rain.
I think Mac will just about get away with that. He'll be close though.
Oh no,
Just a bit. I think we saw on the exit of just the rain hit, he was sliding around quite a bit on exit. That rain came just couldn't get away with it. However, I believe we're going to start seeing drivers struggle to improve their lap times. Obviously now it's putting it down.
Yeah, I think you can basically say that qualifying is over right now. Yeah.
Unless there's a driver who was still like 2 seconds to find their lap. I reckon it's gonna be a struggle. But I'm happy to be proven wrong, especially by Tamas.
Yes, Tamas is really going for it, but his delta now is... Oh yeah, he lost it.
Yeah, that was a lot of curb on the grass there.
Yes,
Going to the corner.
Who is on the...
Oh Jesus! Yeah, too wet. Everyone hopped into the pits.
We still have Sami Kal on an improvement, nearly a tenth up. About now he lost a bit, half a tenth, and does the guy have it? No, he lost it. He lost the time he gained.
Yep. I honestly, the fact it's just you can see it's quite wet. I mean, I think Tamas almost lost it there. Oh, and Kalpo's over to the side, and so does the Mercedes behind him.
Yeah, everybody is pretty much...
Really?
Yeah, Mr. Dominic Fekete is right now, I think, just a little practice because everybody's just coming in.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't done that much practice in the rain, you just want to see how the cars reacted. It's just... You're never losing anything from being out on track normally. But we have unlimited tyre sets here as well, so you're not worried about obviously ruining your tyres. So if maybe you just want a bit of extra practice in the wet, you can get some now.
Very true. Michael Vavier actually, yeah, no, he loses all his time, so the track is starting to decrease the lap times, impact the lap times heavily.
Yeah, it's definitely not decreasing lap times, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. Michael Vavier now 1.5 seconds behind his best, so...
Yeah, realistically, any driver who's still out is trying to get an idea for what tyres want to be in what conditions. I imagine these drivers are trying to see if the slicks work in these type of greasy, wet conditions. That's good info for the race.
Yeah, having a bit old slide there, just touching the curb, so curbs getting dangerous right now.
Yeah, I know Acromillarari in the wet. I know the outside curb is apparently deadly. So apparently we can expect some mistakes if that's wet in the race.
Yeah, right. Going down the order then, in P1, in pole position, Harry Spears with a 141.8. Pretty darn quick. Pretty darn quick.
What you expect from him though? Just another day of Harry Spears.
True. I'm curious about to see how people will hold up if the race is gonna be wet as well at some point. If they're able to make the right strategy call when to come in. Because right now it felt like the track fell off pretty quickly. So I think we started the lap times getting slower like pretty fast.
Yeah, bear in mind that if you look in the top right, it's light rain as well. There's still like a cloud, 2 clouds on there, so yeah. I believe that means it's very light rain as well. So if the rain is, normal, just normal light rain or just normal rain, it's going to get wearing quicker. And as you said, the lap times dropped off really quickly. So it's going to be interesting. I hope we do see a race. I don't want to just see a wet race. I want to see a race, some changing conditions, see if we can get some shake-ups in the grid.
Oh yeah, and you always can count on some some damage as well. I think we will see some exciting pictures here coming up.
So I'm slightly worried for everybody going to turn one if it's this wet.
Yeah, I mean,
Imola's first corner is already pretty awful, as I believe that's the end of quali. That is now officially your end of quali. But yeah, Imola's T1 turn 2 chicane already quite hard to go side by side in. It's quite narrow through there. You want to kind of take both apexes. So yeah, it's pretty hard to race for even in the best conditions. So rain might be a disaster.
Very true, but like you said, over the seasons, the quality of racing improved very much so. The drivers all are now more experienced now, and we don't see that much of heavy collisions anymore. We do have some squabbles on the track, but like Suzuka last time, I think every incident just came through competitive racing and not.
Yeah,
oh, we are very wet.
Very wet.
Very.
That is heavy rain. That is pissing it down, and the track's reasonably warm as well. That's gonna be awful to it. It's gonna be interesting because obviously, you know, they've just drove in the wet, dry conditions, they've got used to them conditions, and now suddenly they've been thrown right in the deep end, literally. The track's basically a swimming pool at this point.
Yes, but it stops raining in 30 minutes, so that will have an impact on some people's strategy, I think. So
yeah, because obviously we don't have to wait for the track to dry once it goes sunny. It's interesting to see how quick it will dry. Because I remember last season, one of the races I commentated, the Silverstone race, where we had a similar thing. It was quite wet to begin with, and the dries came over. And what happened was, people were jumping into the pits for dries because I believe the wets were almost like 40 psi on that, and people were basically saying, yeah, they should be exploding at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they continued putting lap times, and the dry people just struggled. As soon as you went on board with someone on the dry runners, they just spun out. So I'm interested to see what happens here, whether we see something quite similar.
Yes, so going through the field now real quick, we have in pole position Harry Spears of Race Anywhere SimSport in the 285 Honda. In second place, qualified in second place, Norbert Tamas of Massim Gold. In third place, Matteo Schmidt in the Bentley. Our P1 for Zach Samara, our pole position for the M class. On P4, overall, very strong showing in quali, very strong. Let's see how he can keep up with the pros.
Yep. Honestly, I think Zach is just going to try to consolidate his position. Maybe if he wants to be sensible, he would obviously let like people like Charlie, Joris through because they're not in his class. But Zach being insensible, you know, we can't rely on that one. Nor Sammy for some entertainment.
Yeah.
But we do see some fights.
And I think
very quick in a straight line as well. So
yeah.
He can defend if he wants.
Yeah, I think Zach is here to race and not to let anybody through. So I think we'll see quite a show from him today. In P5, we have Charlie Kent of BSKIT Motorsports Fast and Racing. So the BSKIT house team, our team, so to speak, here in P5, P4 for the pro class. In P6, we have Joris Peters Wehm. P7, the pole position for the silver class, Dominic Fekete, really quick as well. He is probably eyeing Zach Samara in P4. He probably wants to overtake that amateur during the race. In P8, Samikal. P9, Sadie Corbin, also known as Reese Corbin. P10, Balint Gabay. P11, Dominic Trefil in the number 555 car. In P12, Simon Sisko, I think. I'm not sure on that. In the number 882 Porsche of Pass Sim Racing. In P13, Matt Muirhead. P14, Declan Bowler. P15, Niels Janssen of the Frog Life Racing in the Audi. In P16, the brother Lars Janssen, same team, both Audis. Let's see how they fare with the Audi in the vet, because that is a difficult car to drive in the vet. Philip in P17, Robert Weber in P18, Matic Bobna in P19, P20 goes to Joe Grace, P21 Max Weber, 22 Bogdan Rusu in a car number 98, P23 Johannes Kaune, P24 Michael Vavier, and in P25 and P26 both drivers had a qualiband, so they start from the back. It's Oliver Brett Smith and Joseph Carabellos. So the engines have started. We are gonna go on the formation laps quite soon, right now.
Yep, this is just a chance to feel how your car is, if your car is done and remotely work in these conditions. Obviously, you want to get your tyre temps up, all that good stuff. But also, it's a good thing to, you know, maybe drop back, especially if you're at the back, just drop back a little bit and see, you know, whereabouts you want to be braking. Obviously, up your TC settings, radio systems as you need.
Oh yeah.
There's also a thing about the wet is some drivers just want to be borderline guessing what type of tyre pressures you want, because obviously wet is changeable conditions, the heavy rain is, well, it's not something you see every day, so the PSIs will be a bit of guesswork, and it will be interesting to see who's got that right.
Oh yeah. I know when I race in the first BCSS, I was actually in a team where they did my tire passes just for me, and it was, I can remember it was a Spa race. We did really well. We were in silver, and I think we were P2 or P3 after 24 hours. And then all of a sudden my teammates give me tire pressures that just went through the roof, making it more like a car on ice. So you will definitely have to be very careful in what tire pressures you're going to choose.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's quite a bit of guesswork. Obviously, there's probably some formula behind it. I'm not a BOP esports mammal, so I don't really know that. I'm sure, like the guys like Harry Spears at the front does. But to these midfield guys, yeah, they might not even be expecting this much rain. I mean, the rain now I believe is lightened up a little bit, but it's still pretty damp out there.
Yeah, it's...
And the track is still reasonably warm, all things considered. Considering it's pissing it down, 22 degrees is sounds like you're cold.
Yeah, 25 degrees is what some tracks got when they're dry. So let's see if everybody can take advantage of this. I believe we are gonna go double file just now. All right. Drivers trying to catch up with the guys in front, so just waiting on Harry Spears just opening this race.
Yep, obviously it's your last bit. Obviously, you know your car strengths and weaknesses. You know what your tyre pressures are. Can't really change them too much now. Now it's just about picking your braking zone and getting it right.
Having one guy peeling off into
going into the pits.
The pits.
I didn't even know it was allowed, but yeah. Something was good on that. But yeah, we're on board with Harry Spears from pole position. The green flag will be dropping very shortly, and we're off for it.
And we're green. On board with Harry Spears.
Tam must have got a drive-through penalty already. Must have started just ahead of Freebo. Pick the braking zone nicely.
He is slotting through.
Nails it. I believe we see. There's one car off in the distance, I believe.
One car off.
Fairly clean so far. Haven't seen too much dramas.
Me neither. So Heavy Spears slotting in right before Norbert Thomas. Really. Wait a second. View race. Okay, thank you very much. So, what is Semical doing there?
Let's just move on.
Yeah. Oh, we have 2 yellow flags. Joe Grace and Oliver Brett Smith.
What's happened there? I believe I know. Ollie was at the back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened to Joe though.
Yeah.
See, Zach's had not the best start. He's dropped down to 8th from 4th, which, to be fair, is still P1 in his class, so he won't complain too much.
Yes,
although
but
Corbin now is putting him under a bit of pressure.
yeah, Corbin right behind him. Let's see how that pans out in the first couple of. Because I think Reese Corbin wants to get past Zach pretty fast. He's really aggressive there, right behind him.
I think he'll struggle. That Lexus is rapid in a straight line.
Yeah.
Imola's not the best track to overtake on, and it's in the wet, so you can't really be going off racing line if you can avoid it. So I think you don't. Everyone's just gonna have a hard time overtaking it. It is.
Yeah.
That's gonna be especially difficult.
Yeah, we have really close racing. Oh, Corbin looking for it, going to the inside now, but he will have the outside for the. Okay, he's backing up a bit.
Yeah, and that looked a bit on edge by Zach, I will say. A bit late. Luckily, Corbin backed off a little bit as Zach goes very wide. Vex clearly struggling a lot in these conditions. It wouldn't surprise me if Zach's car set up more for the dry than it is the wet. Looking at his quality lap time as well.
Now on board with Reese Corbin here. He's all over Zach. So, looking for it.
Oh, he's going for he's found a gap. I think they might have just touched. Can he get better traction on the exit?
Can he? Oh, that's his side by side, but.
Side by side, Lexus will be pulling away because Lexus still got an overlap though, and he has the inside line for this corner. Respectful race from both of them, keeping it within the white lines. Acting in their eyes, so he's actually going to have to pull out here, and he does.
Oh, but he makes a mistake, and Zach is going through.
Yeah, I thought we looked like we were going a bit too quick through there. That's costly mistake there. He's lost quite a few positions. That's what I mean. He's gone the exit curve, I reckon, and when he's pressed the brakes, the rear just snapped at him.
Yeah,
he saved it. He avoided the wall, but that's not going to help the tyre pressure. It's not going to help your race position. Right?
Yeah. Now we have Declan Bowler going pretty much for P1 here, with Treffel sliding out of the corner and Zach having some problems as well. Oh, Deck just nicks him in the back.
I get the feeling, I think there are 2 in the VC, I get the feeling Zach's made a very loud noise right now, and I have to say I think Deck might have gone for a gap, wasn't there?
Yes, he might have braked a little bit too late.
But Weaver's not going to complain, he's gained a free position, and Deck just on a run away. Zach's car, hopefully he didn't have too much damage, but he's dropped right to the back of the field now.
Yeah, Zach might be good because it doesn't need much force to turn you around on wet. Yeah, and
it wasn't the most contact. At most, it would be a little bit of rear damage.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Norbert Tamas also dropping down in P25.
Yeah, Tamas got a drive-through penalty at the start.
Oh, yeah, true. That was this. Yeah, currently we got Charlie Kent with the fastest lap of the race with 1 minute 50.2.
Got a lap by Charlie. I'm interested to see if he can continue it. Maybe even catch Harry, but that's a tall order for anyone, really.
Yeah, currently 2 seconds behind Harry Spears. Given it is all running wide there a bit over the sausage curbs, that's not.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good in your arms.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel good in your arms. It doesn't look good on your lap delta either, because obviously you're not putting your power down if you're in the air.
Yeah. Looking back at the field, we have Dominic Triffill, who went off into the rubble there, and now right behind Lars Jansen. He's looking to overtake him pretty quick because Lars is an AM driver. So we should see some aggressive overtake attempts there from Dominic.
I think any overtake now too is aggressive. We've seen quite a few drivers attempt an overtake, and I haven't really seen one be a successful legal overtake. The only overtake I've seen is Deck overtake Zach, and I think that is debatably illegal. So yeah, clearly it's very difficult to overtake right now. So like I said, you can't really go offline in these conditions, as that's a nice catch.
Yeah, Triffill having a bit of a moment there, but caught it in the end. Very nice.
Yeah, calculated. Knew exactly what you were doing. Just the racing line.
Yeah, I think people are also, unlike last time where we had a dry race, people seem to be settling into positions already because the gaps are starting to approach 1 second all across the board now. We still have some like
very difficult to follow in the wet sometimes, especially if obviously the spray's not that great. Sometimes to pick out your braking zones, have a clear track ahead of you, it's just easier, so a lot of times you end up having a gap by just not falling too closely behind.
What happened to Thomas, Diego? I think Thomas had a drive. Yeah, he had a drive-through penalty at the start. So, it should stop raining in a bit, in about 10 minutes, but as soon as I say that, in 30 minutes it starts raining again.
Right, so now obviously we have a single mandatory pit stop, I believe is the rules here. The question is, if it dries out soon, and it dries out, do you pit for slicks? Because if it starts raining again, then you're not going to have a good time. So I think we're going to have to see a few drivers just stick out on the wet on the drive track, which could be entertaining with tyre pressures going to about 3 billion.
Yeah, but I don't think like if it's gonna stop in 10 minutes, so it's gonna be not raining for about 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes. So with 10 minutes, I don't know if it's enough to really dry out. So
I don't think so to dry out.
That would be the best scenario, though, for them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, if you're a driver right now, unless you're at the back and you want to take a bit of a gamble, the easiest strategy-wise is just if the track just stays dry. No, I mean stays wet, and just you don't have to change your tires. If you just go to wet, yeah, in a much easier time than having to go to wet, dry, wet weather.
Yes, well, we have a bit of a train going on here. Jansen just been overtaken by Dominic, and now getting attacked by Weber as well. Weber as well, sorry.
Both the Webers.
Both?
Yep. The black McLaren's following each other. Trying to attack Jansen.
Having a tough time there.
Yeah, they are. That Audi doesn't look the funnest to drive in these conditions, I will say. As the two Webers looking at a bit of having a scrap.
Max Weber and Robert Weber here.
Okay, they're both being sensible.
Oh! With
that's a good save. Oh, that's going to be a poor exit, and I think Robert Weber is going to get past it, providing he can keep steady in the braking zone. Yeah,
I think Max is gonna let him pass there.
Yeah, and realistically as well, Max doesn't really need to fight. It's different classes.
Yeah, whoop!
Oh, that's... as a McLaren from somewhere.
From Bubna.
Bobna, yeah. Made quite a big mistake there. Dropped down quite a few positions. I think Bobna before that would have been third in class.
Yes, now with a massive train, all of the sudden, here with Reese Corbin,
Giving the flash.
and Carbelius giving the flash always. With the big Bentley leading the pack here into Aqua Minerali.
Yep, the number 321 car. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name if I'm honest with you. Is was putting Reese under a bit of pressure and is now under pressure himself on Philip.
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of contact right now there.
Yeah. Oh, that's the slide. Can he keep out the walls? He can. He's going to lose 2 positions. Give a bit of flashing frustration. That's not too bad considering the amount of curve he took. He'll be annoyed, but he's still in the race. We're going a bit wide.
Porsche are coming really close. Unfortunately, it's probably not enough because it's
Porsche.
Yeah, it's a Porsche. It lacks the straight line speed. Even though it got a bit better, but it's still it's still not there.
It's now like a GT3. It's like a G3.5, whereas before it was basically just a GT4 car.
Yeah.
Point as the 3-1 car goes round the outside. That's a can he keep on track? Yep, that's a very good move. Especially beating the Porsche on the brakes around the outside in these conditions. Very good move.
Very good move. I mean, granted, it probably had a bit of overspeed, but that looked neat.
Yeah. No, obviously, as well as good racing from Simon. I'm not going to try to pronounce that.
I cannot as well.
We'll just call him Simon. I hope that's not too far off. But yeah, a good race obviously from him not to give him the pushes, because it's very easy to understeer in them type of situations in these conditions.
Very true. Further behind we have another little train with Bogdan Rusu now coming up on, which Weber is that? Robert Weber.
Yep, and he's got it behind and he's gone past.
Both Webers going...
What is... Has the way behind followed as
Grace looking a bit of contact there.
A bit of contact.
Grace.
Yeah, kicking off. I think Tamas going through now. Yeah, Weber hit the curb. Obviously, I think on the exit of Akabirari, gone a bit wide, and got away with it decent amount. To be fair, a bit more than the other one, but yeah, still causing a bit of a chaos behind. And I think the Aston got a bit optimistic going for a gap, which wasn't really there, and they paid the price.
Now we have a group coming into the first corner and still very... Oh, it stopped raining and it's getting damp. So that's pretty quick.
Yeah, that is very quick, and also we're going to have this dry weather for about 10 more minutes as well, because the next slot's also dry. So we might have this dry weather for about 20 minutes. Pushing 30, but I don't think we'll quite have 30, but yeah, like at least 20 minutes I reckon for this dry weather.
Oh man.
With this dry, especially the track's already damp. Bear in mind, I think Greasy's about crossover period, isn't it? Greasy track. If it dries out this quickly, we could have an interesting thing here of whether you want to pit for slicks. I personally don't think you want to pit for slicks. It doesn't look... I don't think it's going to dry out long enough for it to be worthwhile, but we'll be tempting for some drivers.
Yeah, I think the drivers want to see here if it's gonna continue raining after the 30 minutes. While we have a yellow flag again, and this is again Dominic Treffield just having bad luck today, losing the car multiple times already.
clearly struggling with that car in these conditions.
Yes. Oh, and we already do see an improvement on the lap times. Harry Spears with a 148.1 now, so track is getting quicker already.
Alex Phillip goes. Nope. Compromise this line here, and Simon's going to be able to go around that side, locate a gap, and that's nicely done by him. Up into, I believe that'll be P11.
Does he get it?
Oh, and he get two in a space, two corners around that side. I think a bit of a netcode contact. Almost free wide here.
A bit of contact there, but yeah, the Porsche really making use of its superior aero there, coming with way more speed out of the chicane.
Yeah, that is some very good driving by Simon. It's a very overall clean driving as well from everyone there. And Simon's made up 2 positions in the space of half a lap.
Yeah. Oh, I think there was a bit of contact there.
Yeah. I think the Honda, like I said earlier, hit the outside curve by Akabinari, and your brakes don't work, and I think it's tapped the rear of Muri a bit.
Yeah, but kudos to Muri holding that and not losing the car completely. That was probably a big moment.
Yeah. Maybe a change of pants needed, but car's still in shape.
Yeah. Now we have
Janssen
and Tamas trying to go through. Janssen overcooking it a bit, but Tamas going through and overtaking Matt Murrihead there.
Yeah, Janssen through the right-hander before the braking zone, trying to go around the outside of Muri, clipped the grass as he went to brake, and obviously braking on the grass, not the ideal line. As I see, in 30 minutes, it's not going to be a little bit of rain, it's going to be some roughly heavy rain by the looks of it.
Oh yeah, it starts.
That is very heavy rain.
So the weather forecast changing like every couple of minutes or so.
Interesting for us, obviously, the watchers, but as a driver, I imagine it's a bit infuriating not knowing what's going to come next.
Yes, so very uncertain. You can basically kiss your pit strategy goodbye, like right now.
As Janssen goes into the grapple again.
Yeah, a bit wide there. Yeah. Jumping to the field down the line, we still have some fights here with Robert Weber defending from Driftfield, and Zach Samaral still in P24, so he wasn't treated well in this race. Probably being very infuriated right now.
Yeah, Rob, Triffle and Zach realistically have not had the best of races. Zach obviously, his car doesn't seem to be working as proven there. and has been punted, as I believe Matteo's just got fastest lap, and I think Matteo is closing on Yoris, so I think he's closing up on Charlie Kent, so I think we might have a fight for P2 on our hands.
Yes, for P2. Harry Spears is a bit gone. He created a gap for about 4 seconds.
To be fair to Charlie and the rest of the drivers, that's not too big of a gap. That is
pretty decent, yeah.
Yes, not bad to be fair. Obviously, you don't want to be losing time fighting there when Charlie looks very intent in defending this, defending the inside of BSKIT doesn't have to right now. Bit wide there from Charlie Kent.
You're thinking about it. Setting Charlie up, but Charlie parks it on the apex, and ooh! A little bit of a moment there from Matteo.
Yeah, I think Matteo obviously carrying so much speed through because I'm a clear road ahead of him. Got into the exit there and just found Yoris just kind of just stood still and had to apply the brakes there off the rear.
Yeah. This gives Charlie the opportunity to create a little bit of a gap again. About half a second now.
If you're Joris or Matteo, like I said, Matteo has the fastest lap right now actually. You know, you don't want to be losing too much time here behind Charlie. So it's realistically, do they want to fight that hard for it, or do they want to work together and maybe sort out in the pit lane later on?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Jumping here to P16, Bogdan Ruzu just slotting in behind Matt Muirhead. So the midfield is is going hard at it today.
Yeah, lots of racing. Every way you look, really.
Yeah. But we have Trifil going past Michael Vavier in P24, now on to P23.
Good job there. Yuri defending the inside of it. Okay, we're about Bogdan's straight line speed. Obviously the Bentley's not the quickest in a straight line. I mean, the fans the quickest either, but it's quicker than a Bentley, and finds the gap, almost hits the break point, and can you keep on the apex nicely? Yep.
Yeah, now we can see that track drying up and a dry line forming.
Yeah, and that heavy rain might not come for a while is the problem they're going to have here. Like I said, I don't think it's going to dry out enough to make the slicks worth it, but it's definitely getting drier, and even if the slicks aren't worth it, your tyre pressures are not going to be having a good time, as I believe the track's just gone greasy, which means we're very close to the crossover point, in theory.
Yes, I think we're gonna see a few people. I think we see the majority going to slicks and a few people trying to hold out on the wets, but I can't see that be a viable strategy, so they should be careful.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to be worth hitting for slicks for a few laps to go back into the wets, even if slicks will be quicker for a bit. So I think these drivers are just going to have to cope with the awful wet tyres they're going to have.
Yeah, we now are seeing Dominic Treffel attacking Zach Samaril here.
Zach's not the greatest of times. Safe to say, obviously qualifying P4, but pretty qualifying lap as Treffel gives Zach a bit of a bump, makes the apex. I mean, he does make the corner.
Yeah, was kind
of a robust move.
Yeah, very robust move. Zach probably screaming right now.
Yeah, if you're Zach, to be fair, you would be fuming. You've hit way too many times for them to final last two corners.
Jumping to Robert Weber in a close battle with Grace here. Just sticking with him.
These corners, so it's about staying close and waiting for the opportunity, either the chicane or into T1 really. These are only real overtake opportunities.
Trying for the cutback, but
the cutback, I think he's got the traction.
Yeah, not quite, because Joe really defended that quite good. He didn't give Weber the chance to really accelerate out of that corner there.
Yeah, and that Aston Martin also is very good in a straight line, so that helps quite a bit as well, of course.
Indeed, Dominic Treffel with the yellow flag again. Oh no!
Yeah, he's not having the greatest of times, safe to say.
Very true. While we have...
There's Weber just driving off the track.
Happens.
I'll say Joseph, I'm trying to go with. That's definitely not how to pronounce it, but we'll go with it. Had a very good race as Joseph, I will say. I think up in the top 10 after starting as Harry Spears in the pits.
Harry Spears in the pits, okay.
Is he going on to 6 or what?
He did a drive-through? Or did we just miss the pit stop?
I think we missed the pit stop.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's lost a lot of time there for driving.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, keep on board with him. Cause I'm interested to see if he's wearing dries here. Because if he's running wet,
Yes, he's
yeah.
he's very dry.
I think it might just be time for dries, but I don't think Harry Spears is going to be able to make up that much time compared to his rivals for it to be worth another pit stop. Interesting.
Let's see why we have Trifle already again out of the track. I think we're gonna see some pit stops now, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you see Harry Spears do it, you know, Harry Spears, just really fast driver, really confident in the game. You see him do it, you think, maybe it's a crossover point. If he's doing it, then it's probably the fastest way of doing it. So I imagine some drivers are very tempted right now. But I'm not convinced, I will say.
Yeah, Oliver, Brett Smith, and P16 right now. In a whole gaggle of cars. Oh, going off the track over the sausage curbs. Saw some sparks flying there. So
Saw some sparks, saw some airtime. If it was a skate man, like one of the skate games, you'd got a lot of points there. But it's he's been put in the rear. Ooh, Jansen there, going in a bit deep. Getting a bit too excited, bumps Ollie, and spins around.
yes,
Also give Janssen quite a bit of damage because there were 2 collisions there.
yes, Stewart's definitely gonna have a look at that.
Stewart's been busy today, I will say. I'm not sure where the we don't have like a report format sometimes too, which tells us where the decisions are being made, but. There's definitely some shooting going on.
Yeah.
I've seen some penalties go out. I mean, Ollie has 10-second blue penalties already. So.
That front of the car of Max Weber's McLaren looks a bit banged up there.
Yep, that's not ideal. As that line from Joe Gray's ideal as well.
Yeah, we see more and more people go off track now.
I think as the track is beginning to get greasy, and drivers are as Joris is in the pits, going for the dries as well, surely.
Is he? It should start raining in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I will say I think Kruger might have fucked up a bit here, for lack of a better word, because if it's going to start raining in 10 minutes, and there's not a chance that, I mean, there is a small chance, but that Harry Spears makes up the time he's lost in the pit stop. I don't think it's going to happen. It makes the race interesting for us, but I'm not sure if that was the ideal strategy. Mind you, Joris also going into the pits, might see otherwise.
Yeah. With Charlie Kent in P1 now because of those pit strategies. Let's see if he can keep that together because the track says greasy, but right now it looks pretty dried up.
Yeah, it looks. I think I'm not sure if you go to Harry Spears, it tells them all about times, see what they do compared to leaders. I don't really have a time issue like that, but what's it? Either way, they're not going to make a pit stop up. So I think Joris and Harry. Imagine Harry is obviously making up a lot of time. I don't think he's going to make enough time for it to be worth it. Why he's not in the race because it's Harry Spears. He's a very quick driver. The deck gets a penalty, I presume, for the early contact with Zach. That'd be my guess. Yeah, I think Donut right now, or Charlie, is in a good position there if he can keep it together for a very strong finish, maybe even a win. As I say that, he goes into this. So. We'll see what ties he goes on as well.
Yeah, it's probably not worth it. He should be going on to dries. Meanwhile, we have Reese Corbin catching up with Declan Bowler here.
Yep, obviously Deck with a penalty. Will he make that corner? It was quite easily. Yeah, Deck with a 5-second penalty. So basically, Reese Corbin doesn't really have to overtake him, I guess, but obviously it's better if you do on track. It's a race for P1 in the amateur class.
Yeah. So let's just quickly check Carly Chant as soon as he starts to drive. Again, I want to see what kind of tires he's gonna put on.
Yeah, I'm interested really, because like I said, if you look at, well, what I'm looking at right now, while Harry is flying, he's not making up the time he needs to make this worthwhile. By now, you basically want to be about P10 for him to work. He's obviously gained quite a lot of time because I think the slicks are quicker.
And Charlie went out on wet tires.
Okay, so
and got bonked by Weber.
Get a bit bonked. Yeah, they're wet tires. I'm not really sure, if I'm totally honest with you, I'm not really sure why Charlie would do that, because if you're in the lead of the race on wet tyres, sure you'd want to see how wet the track goes before you decide one, commit to tyres, commit to tyre pressures, and also put you in the back of the pack.
Yeah.
Which risks your car. So interesting track calls from everyone really today.
Yeah, because now we see Harry coming in with a lap time of 1:44.7, so we'll have the track gets quicker.
Yeah, like I said, dries are definitely the quicker tyre right now. It's just it's not worth it because it's going to rain in about 10 minutes time and it's going to get heavy rain, so you're going to have to pit again anyway. So it's not really worth doing an extra pit stop for like 10 minutes of better tyres. But yeah, overall I think the strategy calls from everyone has been interesting. Is how I'll describe them really.
Yeah, most people just stayed out and trying to deal with those kind of tires.
Yeah, most people just kind of probably just using their noggins and just going, well, might as well just stay out, it's going to rain again anyway. That's what most people say. However, the track is basically dry now, it's green, so yeah, slick's going to be a lot quicker. And I think Charlie Kent's pit stop decision is an interesting one, is how I would describe it.
Yeah.
Harry is absolutely flying right now.
Yes, he is 1.2 seconds quicker than his best right now. So I think he needs to get in a few good laps before it starts to rain.
Well, I'm sure it's been fun for Harry. I don't think he's also basically guaranteed himself fastest lap, which is worth, I believe, a point or two. So he's guaranteed himself fastest lap, which is good, I guess. However, overall, just looking at the standings and timing, it's not worked out quite for him because obviously he went into the pits at being, I think, 4 or 5 seconds in the lead, and it's going to start raining after pit when he's probably maybe P8 if he carries on with some really quick lap times. So overall, it hasn't really gained him time. It's lost him time, but it's not too big of a gap to where he can't make it up.
Yeah, and now that the track dried up, look at the track temperature, 28 degrees. Imola is a pretty hot track. Really, really hot, man. So Harry Spears now with a 1:43.4, so just massively quicker than anybody else around.
Yeah, just a lot quicker really. However, like I said, that gap where once in the lead is now about 45 seconds to the leader.
Yeah.
Which is the equivalent of, well, I imagine a drive-through and a bit of a time penalty, so I'm not too sure if it's been worth it, as Philip just let Harry through and makes a bit of a mistake. Probably sees Harry in the mirrors and gets smooths out his way before anything happens.
Meanwhile, Reese Corbin went by Declan Bowler there with Deck probably hanging on like everybody else, really. Those wet tires are probably pretty hot as of now.
Yeah, they'll be really hot. They'll just be overpressured to the maximum. They're already been worn as well from all the sliding in the wet. They're not going to be fun to drive for anyone, but most people are in the same boat with most people not pitting yet.
Yeah.
And right now it seems like Reese Corbin's had better time management.
Oh, I see Declan coming right in there with the Constantina effect on those corners. But now on the exit, Reese got a bit of a better exit. And Deck actually going into the pits, probably also going onto wet tires again.
I mean, you should be going to wets. Man, yeah, obviously we're going to go for obviously, I think you'll have to serve the 5-second penalty, won't you, before you pit? But yeah, if he pits, he's gonna have better tyres, and he can maybe. I think with the 5-second penalty, he struggles to jump. He struggles to jump Reece Corbin, but I think he can definitely get back on his tail again.
Yeah.
Mind you, then Reece Corbin's gonna have the same thing again. He's gonna have better tyres again instead. So, gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, meanwhile we have Zach now right behind Charlie in P12, so he started to claw his way back again, even though he's nowhere near he qualified. He did if you guys remember, he did a really good qualifying with going into P4, was it? P4 overall,
yeah,
and
P4,
pole,
yeah, P4.
And pole in M class.
Yeah, looking at how that car was driving in the wet, I think that car was set up more for dry racing as wet, which would explain why he was so quick in the quali and why he seemed to struggle so much in the wet conditions.
Yeah, you see Harry Spears again. I think the only driver. Oh, Declan Bowler got a 30-second stop and go, probably for that incident where he just pushed out that car in the last corner.
Maybe, but 30-second stop go would be a ridiculous ass. Has he sped into the pit lane? Like a naughty boy.
That might be.
That's what my money would be on, because 30-second stop go penalty is basically to get a 30-second stop go, you'd basically have to go plow into the first corner of the race start. So I think he's probably sped into the pit lane.
Yeah, Harry has 39 seconds to. I'm sorry, 37 seconds to P1 now, and it starts raining.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it carries on at this rate, Matteo and that would have to worry, because the slicks are still definitely quicker, and it might actually level out at the end. But the rain's come to the saviour. Although the rain isn't going to be too heavy for a while. The thing is, Harry Spears is going to have to be careful here, because while I think it'll be drivable for this period of the wet weather, when the heavy rain comes, it's going to come quickly, and it's just going to become undrivable within a space of about half a minute.
Yeah, I was about to say like 20 seconds, yeah. I'm curious what he's gonna do right now.
I mean, the track's greasy. I think maybe you want to stay out one more lap and then jump into the pits. That's what I would probably do. So he's definitely still quicker as Matteo jumps into the pits, and so does P2. Both P1 and P2 in the pits right now.
Yeah, a few people going into the pits right now. We can see that here.
I mean, we are halfway into the race, and we're halfway into the as Deck serves his stop-go penalty. Yeah, we're halfway into the race, and also we're basically, in terms of like wet weather, the rain's starting again, so we want to get your wets off. Get some your wets on your car. So obviously you don't really want to pit before it starts raining again, because otherwise you're going to go out on your wets, like I'm sure Charlie Kent's finding right now. You're going to go out in this wet weather in this dry weather, when it was dry, on your wet tyres, and you're going to start sliding, you're going to start overheating the surface, and you're going to ruin the tyres pretty quickly. So risk, you want to wait and save your pit stop for when it's wet enough to keep your tyres in check, really.
Yes, the delta of Charlie Kent right now to his previous best is 0.3 second right now, so yeah, and on the exit he's losing time as well. We are on 0.6 seconds, so I think he might be coming in this lap.
I mean, it does look pretty well there. Well,
because I don't think the surface will be much of a problem, more than the curbs will be.
Yeah, the curbs are only the biggest problem, really. But if you're a good driver, I'm sure you can drive around them. But it's Imola's the issue, where you really do need to be all over the curbs for most of the corners, like that chicane, for example.
Yeah.
I think for now, he's going to stick out. I mean, I think he's still... No, he's definitely losing time to the cars behind. So yeah, I think if you hit him, you have to pit now.
Yeah, he's losing time. He lost 2 seconds on that lap right there, so I think he will be coming in, going on to... And he's staying out. Okay.
I mean, makes the race interesting, but I don't think that was the best idea. I'm looking at Simon's... I'm just not trying to pronounce the last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's losing time to Simon. He's on old tyres still. Old wet, so I don't think that this car is... Yep. That's he's missed a brake zone there. That's probably a track limit warning, although he might get away with it. I'm not sure it's actually gaining time. Either way, this is not looking great. The track is definitely a lot wetter than it was like a lap or two ago.
Yes, I think it's not long for this track turning into wet conditions again. Let's see. Let's stay with him for a second and see if we can see some puddles already forming here. Oh yeah, the spray starts now. So
yeah. Box.
Yeah, box there. Let's check in with
the pit lane train.
Pit lane train is coming. Yeah. We have anybody with a penalty? No.
I think Robert Weber is in for a penalty here. Obviously, driving for drive-through racing, I think Robert Weber's going to get a stop go penalty on this. As we see, Fakete, who I believe was at one point P2, if I'm not mistaken, he was doing really well at some point, and Muri, both getting stop go penalties. So clearly, the wet weather is catching drivers out. As I see, the track is damp, so I imagine Harry's having the worst time of his life right now.
Yeah, lost 4 seconds this lap, so is about to be slower than Simon in P2. Yeah, now he's coming in.
Yeah, pits. It's the sensible option as well, especially with the heavy rain route, the heavy rain looming. There's no point in trying to stay out, because if that heavy rain hits while you're on the slicks, you can say goodbye to staying on the track.
Yes, so let's see how much time he lost with going on to wet now, because now we're gonna see his real position. While he stops, we are going on board with Dominic Fakete, just overtaking Lars Jansen there.
Yeah. And by the way, I was correct. Robert Weber has a 30-second stop-go penalty.
30 seconds stop and go.
But I thought he missed the brake zone, so he was going quicker than the other Weber. And they had to slow down, so I think he's gonna get penalised for that. Simon, obviously in the lead of the race right now, needs to stop. We're halfway into the race, and I think now is where everyone really wants to be doing their pit stops.
Yeah, and who's having quite of a comeback right now is Norbert Tamas in P6 right now.
Tamas is ahead of Harry Spears right now. So, oh no, Harry Spears has just got just ahead of him. No, he is ahead of him. Nice. Either way, Tamas is back in the race for sure.
Yeah, he is. Harry will be having that's quite of a task getting past Norbert.
Yeah, quite a task getting to Norbert, and also quite a task to catch Matteo by 27-second gap. It'll be. I don't think that pit stop was overall the best thing Harry could have done. But it was entertainment, so I won't complain too much.
That is true. Right here, Zach behind Niklas Jansen. Munching just all the curb there.
Yep, it's Lexus. You're allowed to eat as much curb as you like, really. Obviously, I think isn't it the same Jansen who may have hit Zach at some point?
Niels or I can't remember. It was Niels or Lars.
Mind you, I think everyone's hit Zach at this point in this race, so probably not too far.
Yeah, poor boy.
I'm getting bullied.
But he's on a comeback though. Like in his class, he's now in P4. So right there we have the battle for third position.
Yeah, solid living as Simon's in the pits, former race leader. I imagine he's going to come out.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
As we get confirmation of the halfway mark. Simon hits bang on that, pretty much. We're seeing a lot of penalties. Joe Grace also was 30-second stop-go penalty.
So the new race leader, we have Matteo Schmidt in the Bentley. Nice seeing the big boy making his mark here. But we already see, was that Charlie Kenton? No, that was not Charlie Kenton, that's Joe Grace.
Joe Grace, yeah. Charlie Kent, I think, not quite having the same pace as Matteo right now. Obviously, I think Charlie Kent at some point during the really wet stage at the beginning of the race was very quick actually, he's quite quick. But as the track got drier, his pace dropped off a bit. So if I was Charlie Kent, you know, you're praying for this heavy rain to come earlier, because that's when you were quick earlier on in the race.
Oh yeah, but for now it seems like it just continues to be raining more and more. Like in 30 minutes it even gets heavier.
Yeah. These drivers are not in for an easy ride, I can say that for free.
No, they're not. So, but right now we have everybody pretty much spread out evenly. We have Zach being the closest behind anybody with Niels Janssen. So let's see if something can develop here with 0.7, 0.6 of a second about.
Zach's
Come on,
pace,
Zach.
to be fair, has been quite good.
Oh yes.
He had a few bumps, but his overall pace when he keeps on track and he doesn't make any mistakes so he doesn't get hit has been very quick. So he's still in for a good result here, even with the bump. And he's flapping his lights. Probably getting a bit frustrated at Nils. Mind you, you don't want to flash lights too much because I believe Kiryu and Stevie are stewards, and I don't think they like flashing lights too much, from what I remember.
Oh yes, and you do get at least warnings, if not penalties, for excessive flashing.
Yeah. So if I was everyone, if I'm Zach, I'd be keeping that flashing to myself, really.
Zach
Very
trying to
close
go
to
for it,
Nils.
yeah.
A lot of curb. That's it.
Going to look for it, but now you're not. Zach, you're not close enough.
I think had a bit of a slide there for chicane for the curb. I think took a bit too much, got on throttle a bit too much. Didn't lose too much time, managed to save it, but not ideal.
Let's see if he can do something on the start-finish straight into T1 now, because the Lexus is pretty quick in the straight as well.
Yeah, the Lexus is probably one of the quickest cars in the straight line, I believe. And the thing you lost it at Paul Ricard especially, that Lexus bullies people. The Audi though, also very quick in the straight line, so it's not going to be an easy overtake.
Yeah, but Zach gained 3/10 there on the straight on the Audi of Niklas Janssen. Niels Janssen,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think Zach's in his rhythm now. He's got the car working. As he doesn't find a gap there, no, he's gonna have to back out that one. But yeah, all over Nils right now. And if you're Zach, if they don't get a bit frustrated, because at this point you're getting held up. And if you're Nils, I would, even if it is for P3, if you're Nils, surely you think of letting him go at this point. Because not only are you losing yourself time to the pursuit behind you as well by holding Zach up.
Yeah, Zach really working the car here to just gain an advantage somehow. Doesn't really know how to get past. Niels is making a good job in defending that third position from Zach here.
Yeah, it's like I said, Imola is just not the best track for overtaking. It's a very hard track to overtake on, and wet weather only makes overtaking harder.
See, Zach keeps up the pressure. Let's see if Niels crumbles or manages to keep his head calm.
Zach's a bit closer this time than there was last time. If he doesn't watch the exit. Actually, no, we'll get a good exit from Zach. Nils with a pretty poor exit after that. Zach's a bit closer, and I believe he's in striker range, if he can find the gap.
Still flashing, coming
Yeah,
very close now.
Yep, very close, and I imagine very close to Steve writing a message telling that to stop flashing at this point. We're close to that too.
He had a bit of a moment there, coming through that first couple of corners. So on the
Yeah.
exit, Zach had to correct quite a bit there.
Yeah, I will say the Lexus doesn't look the easiest car to drive, especially on throttle in these conditions. It looks pretty awful on throttle.
Yeah, we have Dominic Fekete looking for the gap against what is that? Matic Bobnar. Those two being at it as well.
Yep, the Audi being a bit quicker at this stage, obviously in different classes. Bobnar's in AM, Feket's in silver. So I imagine Feket, I believe Feket also had a drive-through at some point. Not a drive-through, like a stop-go. So I think Feket should be able to make this move pretty soon. Zach is a lot closer than he was a few laps ago.
Yeah, Zach probably going for it now, going side by side down to the penultimate corner.
Need to watch out it doesn't go too wide. Nil that earlier, did not go well for him.
Got a way better exit there. And what is the TV cam doing there? Oh, Jansen losing it now.
Yeah, I think Zach left Nils on the curb, then Nils braked on the curb, tried to turn, and I think just dropped him. That would be my guess. Either way, Zach, he's not going to worry about it too much. He's going to put his head down and trying to catch whoever's next up the road, which is Charlie Kent. Charlie Kent's, I think, that pit stop he had the other pit stop has not gone well for him. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah. Even though the next is for position, the next car. Oh, he's I got my relatives wrong. Wait a second. That's better. Now everybody, now everything makes sense. I'm sorry about that. So we got Harry Spears in P3 now.
And still not past Thomas.
Still not past Thomas.
So where is? Yeah, oh yeah, because Charlie Kent's pit again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
P2. So wonder if he's made a mistake, whether the tyres, because obviously he had a dirty pit stop, wonder if the tyres just went either way. Charlie Kent's out of it. Matteo with a really big gap now for the lead as that goes off. Just lets Harry through. That's what it will tell you at least. Yeah, I think Matteo at this point has a very comfortable lead. Should realistically be able to take the race win home now. Yeah, Thomas and Harry.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. As these two again.
But-
Beckett being very sensible, being very worried about where Bob and his cow's gonna go there. Gets a good exit though, and I think
He keeps it.
Line speed, yeah, keeps it.
Oh wait, no, he's going back and forth. What is my race control telling me? It's going crazy right now.
Ahead of him is Philip with
Yeah.
a 5-second time penalty. So I think Beckett can probably take P8.
Yeah.
What is P8 in silver?
So Charlie coming through now, attacking Bobnar as well. Charlie wants to be really quick now, because he will probably finish on the set of tires. Question is if anybody else goes for a second pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of drivers we saw taking to the 50 or 45 minute to pit to begin with for the first pit stop. So I don't think we don't see anyone else pit really, because if we make halfway on the first half, the racing bring half on the second half. So I think Charlie Kent's just had because he pitted so early. He had to drive them wet tyres on a slick track, which is ruined him. So we have to pit again. Would be my guess.
Yeah, having a little bit of a problem there with his strategy today. While we have Zach attacking Bob now for P2 in AM actually.
I think Bobnar's gonna have to be calling the police or someone because he's been attacked constantly in this race.
Yeah, meanwhile we have Declan. Oh, he dropped down to last place in AM. We didn't even catch that, I think.
Yeah, you got a 30-second stop go penalty.
Oh, that was that. Yeah, alright.
I think he's probably made a mistake since.
Kano Zach really putting in work, getting all that time back he lost at the start of the race, getting punted into the grass, or was it rubble? I think it was into.
It was into both the grass and then the gravel. I think.
Yeah.
That was a lot of curb.
Gravel.
Yeah, Zach certainly making up for it. BSKIT will last the first challenge. But yeah, his pace is solid. He has the car relatively under control, as much as you get that like under control, and he's looking quick.
Yeah, I mean,
he should be able to get past Bob now pretty soon, and at this point he's surely looking at that P8 as well.
Yeah, oh, he's driving off of the... Zach driving off of the track right there, losing half a second there.
Zach, I just said you were driving quickly, don't then start driving off the track, please.
Yeah.
Try to keep on track.
So where we have those two, so now we have Dominic Trifle between Harry Spears and Norbert Thomas.
Yeah, obviously Treffle's just a blue flag car. Although he's not obliged to get out of the way. He has every right just to, as long as he holds his line, doesn't defend, he can just carry on driving how he wants to, really. He's not like F1 rules where you have to, you know, just basically drive the circuit and slam your brakes to let the leader pass or to scream at you.
Yes, so we have, I think we're gonna see, we may be gonna see Norbert and Harry Spears working together to catch Matteo. Because it might be possible for them to catch Matteo if they use the draft off each other. They also shaved they already shaved up about more than 3 seconds to the leader there.
Yeah, I think they would have to catch at about a rate of 2 minutes a lap. I think it's more like 1.5 seconds a lap, I think is something I'd have to... That's a really rough estimate, but I think, yeah, either way it's a very tall order.
Yeah.
It's a very tall order, but it's definitely doable, especially if Matteo starts making any mistakes. So Matteo still has to drive consistently quick.
Yeah, but he's not making any mistakes. Currently, Matteo Schmidt's last lap was faster than both Norbert's and Harry's last lap here.
Yeah, Matteo's driving really well so far. He keeps it up, then he should have this race win in the bag.
Let's see, we have Charlie Kent here. Attacking BSKIT. So having a look at the overall standings here, we see only Philip, I think, with a penalty left, right?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, everyone else has served theirs.
Yeah, oh no, Matt Muirhead just serving his stop and go penalty.
He's been serving that for the last 10 laps.
Yeah, a quick V of shame into the pits here.
Yep.
No, right.
Changing the chassis, or the driver.
Now right back on track with Robert Weber right behind Oliver Brad Smith. This is in silver class 4th position.
Although I believe Oliver Brett hasn't done track class quality, which means he's just automatically put in silver.
Oh, alright. He also had some problems today with the changing weather conditions.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these drivers have, especially the ones near the back of the field. I mean, there's not really been many people who've been immune to the wet weather shenanigans. I mean, even Harry Spears has had a bit of a rough time with it, really.
Yeah, but we had some people who did pretty well, like Matteo Schmidt, or even people like Zach. I think
Yeah.
Zach did a pretty good. I haven't seen like an incident where he was at fault or where he had
Yeah.
an incident by himself. He was punted or something else,
Yeah.
so he was doing
Zach-
very good.
Zach's doing quite quick. Yeah, he was struggling a little bit at the start, and then just kind of got murdered.
Yeah,
But overall, he hasn't really done anything wrong, and his pace has been pretty good.
yeah.
So, overall, I think Driver of the Day shout has to go to him.
So, but now we have Harry actually closing in on Norbert Tammers. We're gonna have a look at that in a second because everybody else on the, everywhere else on the track we have not that much going on. Just Johannes Kaune going off track there, yeah.
Showing off the Lexus's running capabilities.
It's a nice car though. I like the Lexus.
I do. I like. So the old cars, or I mean, not the quickest cars are they in this game, but they are. They have a character, I will say. Right.
Seeing Declan Bowler there in the distance, eyeing that position off of Johannes Kaune, since we remember Declan was in P1 once for AM.
Yeah, Deck's pace has been pretty good overall, pretty consistent. He just had a few. His main just been the stop grip, hasn't he? And the fast second product he got from killing a man.
Yeah.
I will say another shout for driver of the day so far, Joseph Carabelios. He's gone from last to P5, almost fighting for P4 now. It's been a very good drive from him so far.
Yeah, very good driving. Like, yeah, I think he did exceptional. Like, we didn't see him very much during the race, but I think that was because he had no incidents or anything else at all.
Yeah, he's just been slowly making his way up the grid. It's been impressive.
Yeah.
Some very solid pace.
Looking for the move, but not quite going for it.
I mean, realistically, he can be patient with this because he's not too much in a rush. He's not really under pressure from behind. He's not really going to be fighting for positions ahead of him. So he has the full 27 minutes to just focus on this one position, really.
Yeah.
Here is P3.
Yeah,
P2.
oh wait, but Joseph going for the move now. Can he make it stick? Yes, he got it.
Yep, nice move.
Nice move. Let's stick with those two guys to see if Balint Gebay finds an answer to that move. But I think he's gonna concede that position just for now, slotting in behind Carabelios.
Yeah. That Mercedes looks terrifying to drive right now. It's just constantly, yeah, I mean, it's just drifting right now.
Yeah, squirming all over the place. Lost 1.5 seconds already through Aqua Minerale, having a bit of a moment there.
Yeah, I mean the Mercedes, whenever I drive, it always feels like that, but imagine in the wet weather, it's even worse.
Okay, now we go back to Harry Spears and Norbert Tammers, our closest fight on the track right now. With Harry being 0.2 seconds behind Norbert here.
Yeah, Harry Spears putting the pressure on it very well. Tam has to be fair to him, keep it on track. That's a bit of a squeeze, but yeah, Tamas is very good at absorbing pressure.
Oh yeah.
See, I mean, I know he had. I think in test races, I think he's occasionally had a few incidents. I remember he was racing Andre, who's my teammate for one of the seasons, and I think Tamas had a spin fighting him. But overall, when he in these normally in the official races scores points, he's normally normally foolproof. Doesn't really make any mistakes really.
Yeah, well, Harry Spears now all over Norbert Thomas. With Max Weber getting out of the way of that fight.
Yep, nice way of getting out of the way. Sometimes just driving off the track is the easiest way to let people get through, to be fair.
Yeah, both drivers just mulling out of the curb. Pretty impressive doing that in the Audi. I gotta admit that Norbert showing some massive confidence in that Audi.
Yeah, I mean, the Audi isn't too bad anymore because I'm sure someone, I forgot who, will tell you on the Discord. This car creates most of its downforce now from the rear wing, not the floor and the fuselage like it used to. Which is the main reason why the old car used to be so bad over curves. I remember once Deck and Donut, that's the problem to go through back first to fly out right king before the final corner. Just because finding a bump no one else has ever seen before, just because the Audi being so bad over curves. But yeah, the new Audi's not too bad over bumps anymore.
Yeah. Ooh, Norbert having a bit of a slide there on the curb, giving Harry the opportunity to have a look, but he chooses not to dive into that little opening there.
Yeah, we'll say they have closer. I think they close the gap a little bit to Matteo, but nowhere near enough for it to really worry.
Oh no, they with all that.
No, the gaps went up. The gaps went higher. Right.
Yeah, with all that fighting, they actually lost a second there.
Yeah. The relative on stream's a bit funny. Yeah, Harry Spears all over him now, but Thomas knows that as long as he just takes the racing line, Harry's gonna have just a difficult time overtaking him anywhere. Because you can't. There's not really any long braking zones where you can put your nose up the inside.
Yeah, Harry showing himself in the rearview mirror of Norbert there, but I don't know if that tactic is gonna work on Norbert.
Yeah, it works on some drivers, but when the drivers are just a very good driver, really. Normally, a very good driver shouldn't really get distracted too much by drivers doing this.
Yes, still.
A good driver should have his eyes on the road ahead of him.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm gonna do something into T1, otherwise we'll have a quick look at P21 and P22 because they are pretty close to each other and probably fighting there. Yeah, no, but making this Audi just he takes all the racing line.
He's driving the Audi like a Bentley, making it cover up the whole track. The widest Audi in the whole of Italy right now.
Yeah. Robert Weber just losing time to the car ahead in the position I just mentioned, so we stay with Norbert and Harry here.
I think Harry is very close.
Very close.
It's in really he's close in all the wrong areas with Harry right now. I think has Thomas made a little mistake? Again, I think he'll get away with it. It's not really, especially in these conditions. You can't put your nose. You can't just slap your nose on the inside for zero reason. This racetrack, you have to be ahead before the break zone. Really, just get mixed up. It's very difficult.
Matt caught a stop and go for 30 seconds. Okay. And P25 right now. Yeah, and Matteo Schmidt just gaining time off of that. 29.4 second ahead now. Our leader of the race in the number 88 Bentley of LolBeans.io Riveting Racing.
Yeah, this has been an impressive drive, I'm going to tell you. He's, even when Harry was in the lead, even before Harry's mistake, he was still pumping in faster slaps occasionally. Like, It's that he's benefited a bit from Harry's mistake of pitting, but the pace has always been there. The pace has been ridiculously quick from him, even without Harry's misfortunes.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe can't take the race win away from him if he gets it, which he's looking like he will do.
That's true now, and we go into P6, which is actually our P1 for amateur class. Sadie, aka Reese Corbin of Technica Racing Iron Mask in the number 76 car.
It's been a very solid performance, well-rounded performance by Reese Corbin here.
Yeah.
Zach had a very good pace, especially in quali, out qualifying him. But Zach struggled a bit at the beginning of the stage. Got obviously unfortunate with the race incidents and that. And overall, meanwhile, Deck also, he was in lead at one point after doing pretty poorly in qualifying. Did well in the race, got a stop go, got a penalty. But Reese Corbin has just kind of gone with it. He's just been impressive, really.
Yeah, he did a very good job. He just kept his head down, just clean and stable laps. I think his lap times are pretty darn evenly. So his consistency is very good, is what I wanted to say today as well. So good job to him. Very nice. And we go to Carabellios, who is our leader in silver class right now. Number 321 of Turner Motorsports, BMW, with a very, very nice livery, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a very nice looking livery, that one. Yeah, like I said, I think for me right now, Joseph's been my driver of the day. Started last, got P4. I believe he got a quali ban for not taking part in class quali. Well, I'm not too sure because I saw it also be mentioned because he didn't react to the driver briefing, which is also a quali ban. I'm not too sure why. Either way, if he hasn't been put in a class now, he's definitely maybe looking at a pro class move because he's very quick, clearly.
Yes, and I think Harry Spears had a bit of an incident now, 9.7 seconds behind Norbert Thomas there.
Yeah, so have they had a bit of a tangle, I wonder?
Yeah, this basically is quote-unquote game over for the P1 dream for Harry Spears today.
Yeah, and realistically it's because of that pit stop. He went for the gamble and it hasn't paid off for him.
No, Reese Corbin just, I think, tried to overtake Gabay and just couldn't get past, really. So the BMW and the Mercedes still battling it out here.
Yeah, Reese is going to have to be careful here, though, and so is Gebby, because right behind them, Simon is closing the gap quite quickly. It's not too much of a problem for Corbin, because he doesn't really lose that much. He doesn't really matter if he gets overtaken by Simon, because it's not the same class. But for Gebby, I think the smart thing to do if Gebby would be to let Corbin through, because there's no point fighting a cat who's not in your class and losing position to a cat who is in your class because of it.
Yes, and you don't want to lose that P4. That's still quite the amount of points you're getting there.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, he won't lose anything from letting Corbin through. So, but obviously, it's a race. When you're in the drive, you don't want to be letting people through. Let's be honest.
That is true. So the last 15 minutes are about to start, and we just have Reese Corbin here and Gabay fighting. Otherwise, we have pretty much everybody within 2 seconds. Within 2 seconds or more? So you're staying with Corbin for now. Matteo Schmidt still doing clean laps in P1.
Corbin through.
Corbin through.
Gebby made a mistake, got a pretty shocking exit and there's position. I think Gebby should go for what I was saying earlier. Just if anyone asks him about that, just say he was letting him through for the race. You know.
Yeah.
But now Gebby only has to focus on the pro cab behind him, and Corbin can run away with us now.
Yeah, I think. Is it Gabi or Gabai? Is it my German that's wrong here? That. I don't know.
I don't speak Hungarian, so I won't be able to tell it.
All right.
I mean, I barely speak English, so.
That's true. Okay, but yeah, he should try. Oh, who's off there? That was Dominic Trifil again, not having the greatest of times today on this wet track.
No, he isn't. He didn't lose position that time. So, Kaune, how do you say the name?
Kaune.
Kaune, yeah.
Yeah.
Kaune is closing the gap now because of that mistake.
Yeah,
That really matters because they're not in the same class.
Yeah, but he's struggling as well today. Hey, buddy, who? I'm not used to Sammy Carl struggling that much. He's normally a pretty quick driver as well.
Yeah, he's normally Sammy Carl is normally one of those consistently quick drivers. You know, he's normally not that eventful. I mean, I had a few races with him in the last BTSS, especially I think Kyle Army. I think I was fighting him quite a bit. Yeah, normally it's not like he's never that eventful, but he's always just up there doing a good job. That's what Sammy Carl does. So it's a bit of a surprise to see him just struggling, really.
Yeah, currently in P23 with 2 laps down on the leader.
Yeah, interesting, really, because you could say maybe it's the Bentley struggling, but also the Bentley leading the race. So.
Yeah, and I think it's even his teammate, right? Yeah, his teammate is in P1.
So I wonder what's going on, really. But to be fair, some drivers just don't drive as well on the wet. Especially Imola is a very difficult track to get in the wet because there's so many braking zones where you kind of having to move under the brake anyway. Especially that like the second, fourth, and fifth corner can be quite difficult. You also have to take a lot of curve, which obviously is hard to in the wet.
Yeah.
So Imola is probably one of the hardest tracks to drive in the wet.
Yeah. We have Simon going now for an overtake on Gabai here in the AMG. Oh yeah.
Got the brakes. But can the Mercedes get the switchback here? The Porsche is pretty bad in a straight line. He might be able to get up behind him, but it's not the best exit. It's like a pretty poor exit there by Gebby, I think. Providing the Porsche, but the Porsche has gears on it, he should be able to get the position.
Yeah, I think that is not enough though. He made about 0.3 of a second on that straight, but Simon just had a very good exit on that corner.
Yeah, Gebby had a pretty poor exit in comparison, so it's even through, and interesting to see if Zeman can capture Corbin now. There's Botnar, who's spun and then spun again trying to rejoin.
Yeah, now
is doing pirouettes.
Losing massive amount of time to the people behind.
And Joe Grace off as well. So I'll kick it off. Botnar managed to rejoin the track after auditioning for Dancing on Ice. He's on the track now. He's lost quite a few positions. He's lost a lot actually.
And Lars Jansen going for the overtake on Michael Vervier there. Let's see if he can make it stick in the last couple of minutes. Things are heating up again.
Yeah, I think he's found the gap, got on the inside, and I think he's got a better exit with the Audi straight line. But I think he's got what he's done. Good job there.
Bobna causing a yellow flag again.
Again.
And Zach is causing a yellow flag. Oh, he spun around.
Zach, come on.
Going down into P4 again. I think we jinxed it.
We did. Zach lost 2 positions there.
Gabai has engine problems, I just read in the chat.
Gabai has engine problems. Is Gabai one of the Mercedes?
Yeah, one of the Mercedes which just got overtaken by Simon, the Porsche.
Yeah. That Mercedes is has unique. It's a unique car to drive because of the engine. The gearbox, you kind of feel like the other gears you have to do completely different. The first gear is really short, and the gearing is kind of just different to all the other cars. I remember the first time I drove it was at Brands Hatch. I managed to make the engine go yellow after about 10 minutes. It can be quite, especially since you over rev the car so much on the upshifts. It can be very poor for the engine.
Yeah.
So it's exactly why it's happened. So that's what we want to avoid.
Zach looking now to attack Bogdan Russo to get at least P3 back. After spinning out and losing P2 to Niels Janssen right now. Niels Janssen now is off into the distance with 22 seconds ahead. I don't think Zach will manage to crawl that back in 9 minutes.
Only 2 seconds ahead of Zach. So Zach's still in with a good chance of getting P2 with.
Yeah.
Close. If Zach can dispatch of Ruzu quickly.
Oh wait.
Good chance there. Mind you, Ruzu's also gaining on Nils Janssen now as well.
Ah, okay.
So,
my race control telling me city stuff again.
Yeah. Mind you. What's it? So we might be in for a freeway strap here for P2.
Ooh, Bogdan have a little bit of a moment there. Coming down to Aqua Minerali.
Yeah, it's definitely not what we want to be doing, especially with angry Lexus behind you.
And angry is the word here. Zach, our resident Brummy, has has a short temper. He really does.
Yeah, he's the second resident from here. We have Gans.
True.
Jake Gans B, who isn't here today. Probably, I don't know. I think he's playing. Pretty sure he's playing Civ 6 right now. Civ 5 right now. The nerd. But yeah, the other resident Brummy, definitely very angry. And Brummy's being angry is pretty scary. They might put a brick through your window. So if I was Ruzu, I'd move out of the way.
Very much indeed. Now, about 7.5 minutes left in this race. Those guys are the closest we have right now, and Niels Janssen seems like he's gaining a bit of time again. But it looks like he just made a mistake. Yeah.
And then Ruzu's all over the curb. It's, yeah. Like, Zach made a mistake and put him behind these two, but these two are also not immune to mistakes either. If Zach can keep on the road here, he's in for a good chance. As Ruzu looking for the switchback, Janssen covers it off nicely, and now it's the drag race, and Jansen's going to win that one.
Niels Janssen holding it together under the pressure of Bogdan Russo here.
Yeah, it's interesting. The worst position to be in right now is Ruzu, because you attack and then you defend, and then you're attacking and you're defending, and you have to look at both. You have to look both ahead of you and behind you at once. If you're Zach, you're licking your lips right now because you can sit behind and wait for these two to battle and pick your moment.
Yes, but
you just have to defend.
Yeah, but he's gonna run out of time. Like, we have 6 minutes left now. But Rain's still the dominant force in this race.
By far, as I think Ruzu's made a little bit of a mistake there. I think I'll just get away with it. But that Lexus is pretty close, and with Lexus straight line speeds, that could be an opportunity here.
Very much indeed. This could be a opportunity for Zach Thermal. Let's see what he's gonna do here. Sticking behind, but I don't think that's enough. I think Zach will.
Yeah, you're back up there. I don't know. I think we're getting into the period where where you know, drivers get a bit anxious. You know, the time's running out and you're not making any progress, and that's when you start seeing desperate moves. So obviously, they don't have to be careful. Don't want to get any time penalties.
Oh yeah, this is still a thing. For those who don't know, after 3 track limit warnings, you get a time penalty on that. In it. Or was it a stop and go?
It's...
No, drive-through. A drive-through,
yeah,
sorry.
drive-through. It's... I believe you get 3 warnings and a drive-through, is how it works.
I haven't played this game in a bit.
Never have I. But, you know. I remember doing it because I've got loads of drive-throughs with track limits, so...
Yeah.
experience.
Just a heads up. Oh, pretty. Zach weaving there a bit.
Yeah, all over the back of him. Looking for maybe a down the inside move in. If he can get a good exit, go a bit try and speed. Roslew's covering off the inside, don't have to go for the outside of Zach. Which is always a bit scary, especially that right hand there, but he's kept his nose in, go ahead. Had to back out, worried about probably getting squeezed there, but Rosley gave enough space. Rosley very wide, all over squirming, and I think
that might give Zach the run here onto but Russo not giving Zach any space there.
I was gonna say Rosley did have enough of a gap to defend the inside, and he did.
Oh,
and the move, and they're coming together.
Oh, that is not good. That is not.
That's not winner. See, I think that's gonna overtake him. That's gonna have to be looked at by Stewart. I think that's gonna. I think that's. I mean, I can't. I mean, I saw it for a blink second, but that might be a racing incident. I think one thing also what makes him still have to overtake on is the first corner. It has that weird like left kink during the braking zone. And I think that's caught them both out there.
Yeah, and now we have Harry Spears and Norbert Thomas fighting for P2 again. So Harry making some good time on Norbert.
Yeah, that's some very impressive pace there by Harry Spears, as you would expect from him. Can he make the move though? Because he was struggling last time, wasn't he? And he doesn't have that long left.
Yeah, about that should be 2 laps now, 2 or 3 laps. Somewhere around that.
Yeah, about 2 laps, I believe.
2 laps.
Maybe 3 if Matteo steps in it a bit.
Looking at that green Honda from Harry Spears, like he really he doesn't use that slipstream. He always tries to stay out of the slipstream coming down to that chicane.
He's trying to scare him, but the thing is, like I said earlier, Thomas won't be put off by that, and also to worry about is when you're doing that in the dry, it doesn't matter too much. But in the wet, obviously you're going offline, and it's just you have less grip on the inside. That's where obviously you don't have as much cars removing water from it. So, I mean, I think we saw that if you watch the F1 in Singapore, where Hamilton did something quite similar, where you move to the inside on the wet and you just have no grip, even when you're not trying to do anything. So I'm not sure if it's working out. I'm not sure if the tactic's working out for now, but he's closer than he was last time. Might be looking for a move.
No, not quite.
Not quite. He's going to have to step, and I think we'll have 2 more laps after this. So this is the 1 lap after this one. It's the second to final lap, I think.
Yeah. Increasing the pressure now on Tamas, so let's see. Going
all over the back of him now.
Yeah, going on for the outside. A bit of contact there, but nothing major.
A bit of a touch. Got the overlap now, but Tamas has got the inside. Level into it, I think Tamas will run out the road if he's feeling rude, and yes, exactly what he does. People keep his foot in now. Goes off track a bit, debatable track limits, but you can try and get Tamas put him there. Put it down the inside, after in the Harry.
And he's through.
And he's through. Stu will probably have a look at that. I imagine they won't give a penalty out, because I think Harry Spears was kind of put there on the outside, but yeah, Harry Spears makes the move with him with basically a lap to go.
Right, man, leader is on the final lap.
Okay, with that, can we go on to the final lap with the leader?
Yep, been an impressive display by Matteo. Showed pace right from the off. Got fastest lap even when Harry Spears was in the lead. I think was fighting for, wasn't that freeway fight with Charlie Kent, P2 at one point. And then Matteo watched as Joris, all Joris, Harry Spears, Charlie Kent all had problems with the pit stops or problems elsewhere, and Matteo's just kept on the track, kept on driving, and yeah, just be consistently quick.
Yeah, and had the right strategy for the race. While other people experimented a bit, but unfortunately it did not come to fruition there, with Harry Spears opting for the slicks and Charlie Kent opting on going on the wet tires early.
Yeah, just a few mistakes. I'm not sure where yours is going, to be honest with you. That's what happened. Yeah, but everyone else made mistakes. Matteo didn't, like, I think Charlie may have got a bit distracted by Harry Pin, which is why he tried to cover the undercut, which has led him to the two-stop strategy and put him where he is now, in P8. But yeah, Matteo just ignored all of it. Knew what was going on. In the storm, he kept his mind calm, focused on the race, focused on the strategy. He knew what he wanted to do, and get rewarded with the race win.
Yeah, congratulations, Matteo Schmidt, for the race win on Imola, round 2 of the BCSS. Good job. Very nice.
That's a very nice amount of points. And I believe that might put him P1 in the standings. I'll have to check that though, because I could be chin up my ass, which wouldn't surprise me.
True. Also, Niels Janssen finishing and Zach finishing in P3, so we still have Reese Corbin, P1 in AM on the track.
Again, while similar to Matteo with Reese Corbin and Karen Joseph, that's what we're going with. Again, not the most of I guess not the most chaotic race, but kept the nose in, kept the pace up. Everyone else ahead of them made mistakes, and yeah, that's how you get rewarded. It's all good, well and good having a good pace, but if you put it in a wall or fucking pit stops, you're not going to get a good result. And this is what all three of these drivers have managed to avoid. So, congrats Joseph on the P1 in silver class.
Yeah, we're having Reese Corbin coming in, P1 AM. Congratulations as well. Very strong showing here today. Charlie Kent coming in at P7. Philip in P8. Gabai in P9. Dominic Fekete in P10. Niels Janssen in P11. Let me just quickly get up the times that we can see or not. Ah, it doesn't let me anymore. Too bad.
Edge.
So, Ryan, what do you think of this race? It was, in the beginning, I think it was pretty crazy with it drying up and going wet again. Like we said, we saw some interesting strategies of people, and
Yeah.
but the level-headedness prevailed really here.
Yeah. Overall, it's been chaotic. There's just been lots of variables. There's been mistakes from practically every driver at some point. There's been pit stops to worry about. There's been strategy just concerns from everyone. No one really knows what's on the go with the weather radar telling you something different every time you looked. And overall, it's just been whoever kept on track, whoever just did the simple strategy really. You didn't have to try this risky business. All you had to do really was just keep on the wets and pit halfway through. That was basically the strategy. Keep on track and you get a good result. It's been a good race. We've had fighting all over, just fighting everywhere really. It's been impressive.
Okay, since we have a little bit of a problem with getting Matteo here first because I actually don't know who that is
How do I?
on the BSKIT. I'm trying to reach our P1 for amateurs, so we go the other way around.
Yeah.
We will.
Ah. Found P1.
You found P1?
Moldino.
Okay. I invited Weeble now, and we going to be. I'm gonna pull him in just a second here. Oh, there he is. And race room 3. Let me see if I can get him down here. That's the wrong one. That is the right one. Do I have to give you any rights or can you talk?
I can talk. I can talk.
Very good. Congratulations on P1 and AM. Very good race.
I actually lost for words because I had no idea where I was. I was just focusing on my laps, and I was like, when I finished, I was like, oh, P6 is a good finishing position. You know, I thought maybe Am was up the road or something, and then I saw the results. I was like, holy, without pardon my French, holy shit, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, very, very deserved in that you were one of the few drivers who did go unnoticed first because you had not many incidents and just drove clean laps, really.
Yeah, I, I don't know what it was, but I was just literally, I was literally talking to myself just to make sure to, keep it clean. It's better to like, lose time and still be in a race instead of losing time and crashing. And somehow it paid off. I don't know how, but somehow it paid off, definitely.
Very, very good. How did you feel about the changing weather conditions at the start of the race, like in the first 30 minutes?
It was a challenge. I mean it was a welcome challenge, don't get me wrong, but it was a challenge first because I knew the rain wasn't going to last long, so um I had to consider, do I even bother with the dry tires or do I wait it out? And I just thought, I'm just going to wait it out. And it paid off. It paid off really. I did seriously consider because I saw Frubo pit for slicks, and I did seriously did consider it, but
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, you know what, we'll finish where we finish. It doesn't matter. Just stick through it. The rain's gonna come, and it did. And yes, somehow it paid off. I don't know how.
Yeah. How were your tires looking during that dry period?
Oh, they were roasting. They were absolutely on fire. Like because what happens in ACC is when the rain stops, the temperature rises back up. So my tires were on fire. My brakes were like getting quite warm. I was really pushing it, really. Because I was fighting with Deck. I remember at that point there. But yeah, luckily the rain came back just in time, and everything settled back into how it was meant to be.
Very nice. Ryan, do you have more questions?
Not really. It's just an impressive drive. So well done, really.
Thanks.
I think what you did well was you kept out of trouble because I think the main two fights you had was Deck and Zach, wasn't there? Really, Zach got, let's be honest, murdered.
I didn't see what
Early on.
happened to him, unfortunately, but I did see he
Yeah,
spinned out somehow, which is unfortunate.
a certain owner of the server, so I won't mention who,
Ah.
may have put his nose where it shouldn't have been. But yeah, and Deck got a stop go penalty. So overall, you
Yeah,
managed to avoid all that.
I
And
was, I was, I was just, I don't know if Deck is listening, but I had a really good fight with him. I really wanted to keep the fight up because he was
yeah,
defending really well, and I couldn't get past him for a period, but he defended really well. So if he's still listening, I just want to say, um, keep your head up. You know, you did a really good fight. I wanna have more fights of that hopefully in the season.
So would you say you're hashtag blessed then?
Hashtag bless. More like hashtag removal of any curse. But cautiously optimistic. Hopefully, this is a sign of things to come. I don't know. But
Yeah, hope it
yeah,
is. Good luck. I mean, I think if you carry on, you're in for a good chance of the championship for Am. So again, well done.
yeah. Thank you. Long season ahead of us, but gonna keep my
You'll be
head up
right.
and hopefully everything goes well.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll grab P1 now.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hang on.
So now go and celebrate, we will.
How do I do this? I'll just do it.
I do it. It's
Maldino.
Maldio.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, you dukes.
Okay. Let me just getting in here, and now I can pull him. Hello, P1. Congratulations on that race win, Matteo. How you feel?
Thank you. Amazing. Maiden win in DCSS. Always special, as F1 drivers would say. But yeah, I mean, I feel very good, very satisfied, because my expectations were much lower.
I mean, in the wet condition, you seem to shine, really. Yeah, you had a good pace from the off, really. I think at one point, even when Harry Spears was leading the race, you still had fastest lap. Do you find the wet weather just easier to drive? Like, are you just naturally quicker there? Or is
Not at all. Not at all. First of all, I haven't got much experience in wet races. Cause I've only maybe done like 2 wet races in my sim racing career, and then on top of that, Bentley is like, well, it's simply off. Where I just kind of got lucky with how the strategy played out. So I think I just had better tires than both Harry and who was that? Norbert, and that's why I just could have kept the pace and actually extended the gap at the end.
yeah, it was impressive. Them two were fighting behind her, I believe. We saw during the race, Harry Spears was leading, pitted for dries, and then Charlie Kent was leading, and then he pitted for wets really early, and that ruined his tyres. Was at any point were you tempted to maybe hop in the pits a bit early, try the dries out?
So dries were not a strategy for me at all. Like I didn't even consider that because the time you would have made up by going on dries is, well, it wasn't like enough to actually justify the pitting twice. So it's just bad to stay out on the wet, and they were like 38 psi and like 140 degrees at that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
right
dang.
before I pitted, but well, I knew that the tires don't pop because that's not how it works in ACC. So
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
we saw it
true.
last season, didn't we, at Silverstone? The tyres just kind of just cry, and that's all they do.
exactly.
They kind of last. But yeah, even from the outset, even I was saying it didn't look like you're making much time, so clearly made a good decision there. But yeah, even then, were you surprised by your pace at all? Like it's just quick. Even without the tire difference or the strategy fuck ups, you were just quicker than most people.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that, to be honest, because when I came out, so when I came out of the pits with like 45 minutes to go, or maybe a bit more, I was 24-ish seconds in front of Norbert. I was like, maybe he can close that up until the end of the race. But well, I actually extended the gap, so that was like very surprising. Because as I said, Bentley in the wet,
Yeah.
it was awful in practice.
Did you set how much did you set the car up for the wet? Because obviously you saw in quali the track was dry. Like how much did you set the car up for wet conditions?
So when I was practicing, I made a completely wet setup, kind of, with like wet cambers and kind of wet toe. Then in quali, I obviously went out on dry setup. Because well, the wet setup, it wouldn't really be that quick in dry. So obviously, I go for maximum performance. And then when the session progressed, I saw that the weather is gonna go dry and 30, or just gonna stop rain 30. And that's when I decided to actually do a bit more negative camber, so that if it's like more of the dry weather, it's not gonna be that bad. But yeah, I ended up with somewhat of a mixed setup, but it actually worked out, so can't complain.
Yeah, it was pretty mixed conditions during the race, to be fair. Did you have any scary moments during the race? Because from the outset, it was pretty boring just watching you lead the race by 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's a few times on the exit of the first chicane, I had a moment where the car just snapped on me because I went too deep on the curb on the exit, but that was like, well, that was manageable, or just dodge it in it. Like, don't go on it.
Yeah, that's a good solution on me. But yeah, overall, very good race. I'm not sure exactly where you're on the standings. I don't know where they are, but but yeah, I think if you keep this up, you're going to be in with a good chance of the championship. So keep it up. Wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
No, just stellar drive, Matteo. I really enjoyed watching that. And I wish you good luck for the next race.
Thank you.
Very nice. So let's see if we can get the last one. Our last winner here, the winner of the silver class today, which was...
I'm not sure who that is in terms of their Discord name.
Carabellios, was it? At J_C21. Should that be... That should be...
I'm going to tell you, if I'm honest.
Let me see. Underscore. He appears to be offline already. Let me check. Let me just ping him real quick to see if he's on or offline. Hello? Okay.
Oh, look.
Anyway, how did you enjoy the race while we're waiting if our silver winner comes in for a interview?
Like I said, it was just an interesting race. He had so many different strategies going on. I mean, I always had an idea of what I thought would be the best, but you're interesting to see how the other strategies play out. You had drivers constantly having really good spells and some bad spells as well. Like, it was pretty unpredictable. Like, at one point you'll be looking at deck and you'll be in P5, for example. Next thing you know, he's last. You're like, it was just the wet weather really shaped things up. You never really knew what to expect. Overall, we had some good battles as well, some really good racing. Not too many incidents as well. Overall, we had some fairly clean racing for the conditions. Just with an entertaining race, really.
Yeah, very well indeed. I really enjoyed watching this race with you and commentating over it. We had some very, very good and mostly clean fights. We had some incidents here and there, but I think for the condition the drivers had to deal with, we had a very clean and yeah, very good race. And what is that, Sam Zaire? Thank you for the prime. Thank you. Okay, our first place in silver doesn't seem to be online anymore, which will conclude the stream.
Yep. Thank you all for watching. If you want to follow, that'd be great. If you want to, if you're feeling really nice, you could use a Prime sub, but you don't have to, obviously. Whatever. Yeah, just thanks for watching. Hope it was entertaining, and yeah, see you next race.
See you next time. Bye bye.